その後は冬が来て雪がすべてを覆う
Hey guys, Nekohama here. Today I'm going to review the anime Zankyou no Terror. The anime Zankyou no Terror takes place in an alternate version of Tokyo, and it follows the story of two boys, 9 and 12, who are basically terrorists blowing up stuff, and everybody's trying to figure out who they are and why they're trying to blow up things. And the main goal of 9 and 12 is to, in a sense, wake the world up to what has happened to them and the injustices that the Japanese government has done to them when they were children. And yeah, it just follows their story as terrorists. Okay, so now I'm going to go through the main characters and basically their main roles within the confines of the story. Okay, so first we're going to start with 9. 9 is one of the founding members of Sphinx, which is the terrorist group in the show. He acts kind of grumpy and stoic a lot, but he's really kind of sweet, and especially in the last episode when he does things, and it's like, ah, baby. Okay, moving on. So next we have 12. 12 acts kind of childish, but he is very mature, and he is smart for his age. I guess he kind of does get a thing for Lisa, but he's probably my favorite character. So next we have Lisa. Lisa is a girl who came from a troubled home, I guess. I mean, she just didn't get along well with her mom, and she inadvertently gets involved with Sphinx and all the terrorism that they commit, and she becomes the unofficial member of Sphinx. So Shibazaki is the detective in charge of figuring out who Sphinx are, and he's very inquisitive. He thinks outside the box. He's the only one who can ever solve any of Sphinx riddles, so they often refer to him as Oedipus throughout the show. Okay, so now 5 is an American operative. She originally was with 9 and 12 in the child facility thing, but she became a ward of the American government, and now she works for them as an operative, trying to catch 9 and 12. So now I'm going to move on to my own opinions. Personally, I like this show. It was consistent. I didn't see many plot holes. The characters had good growth, as in like developmental wise, and like the animation, in my opinion, was probably it was very appeasing to me. It's not one of my favorites, but it was very appeasing. It was different from the typical moe-ish stuff that's coming out a lot now. I personally really like this show. I mean, it does focus on terrorism, which is technically a taboo thing in America. However, it does reflect the things that the government did wrong as well. And I thought that was interesting that originally you thought the bad guys were the terrorists, but turns out the bad guys were really the government, and it worked well for me. But yeah, I just really enjoyed this show. Zankyou no Terror, probably within my top 20. I don't know. I mean, I cried at the end. I'm not gonna lie. Like, not gonna say what happens, but last episode, as I was watching it, I saw what happened. I screamed no, and then I burst out crying, which is not good for any stretch when you get that emotionally attached to a character that when what happens to them happens, you end up crying. But yeah, I did mention earlier I like 12 as my favorite character. 12 is my favorite character because he acts childish, but in reality he actually does care. I think he develops a little crush on Lisa. I mean, it's heavily hinted at, especially in the whole Ferris wheel thing. And it was a very sweet moment compared to what was happening in that moment. But all in all, yeah, I'd say it was a good show. It's definitely worth the watch. Now it's time for my official opinion. It's going to be yay or nay. I'm going to go with yay for this show because I mentioned several times within my opinion section that I did enjoy the show, and it did tug at my heartstrings, and the animation's great, very few plot holes. The only problem I had with it, though, was that it was only 11 episodes. Like, that is too short of a time. You just cram everything in those 11 episodes. Even though it is over, they're not getting a second season. Like, that ending was final. That ending was just final. It's not going anywhere. But all in all, I give it a yay opinion. I would probably, if I were to rate it on a scale of 1 to 10, I would give it about an 8.5. 8.5 is pretty decent, right? Yeah. That's what I thought of Zankyou no Terror. Okay? So, how did I do? This is my first review. A little nervous. Gonna be a little twitchy. I promise I'll get better. I swear. But, yeah, if you liked me, you can subscribe if you want. If you want me to review any shows that you want to see or have seen, you just want to see what my opinion is, leave a comment down below and I'll try and get to it when I can. Again, thank you for watching. See you in the next video.